Hello my friends, this time I had a look at the open source video model Mochi. I know I'm a bit late with this one. Mochi was released several months ago, but I promised myself to have a look at the available video models so that I can decide what I want to use for future projects, and Mochi is open source and runs in ComfyUI. So I have a look. Well, open source not so much anymore, there is just this preview version around at Hugging Face. And the final version was never released to the public. Well, it can still be open source, I don't know. The page still claims it. Here you can read it. Yes, open source can be downloaded and run locally, but as told, this is just the preview version. And here at the page, we are at version 1.6. And we have even image to video, which is not available in the preview version. This has, of course, consequences. There are nearly no entries at Civitai or other pages. Nobody trains LoRa's at it, and so on. There's just this online service, and this costs money. But okay, let's have a look what can be done with the preview version. I have a 4060 Ti with 16GB VRAM, 32GB system RAM, and my processor is a 5800 X3D. As told, there is no image to video model available. I tried with IP adapter and it simply has no effect. So what is left is my hot loft Florence. And in case you wonder what this group here is, I had a double strike of being unlucky. I toyed around with another node that has killed my complete Comfy installation. Funny things like downgrading my Python and PyTorch version. And when I got my Comfy installation back working, I run into problems with Florence. It currently has trouble with the transformer version 4.50. There is even this report here, ComfyUI Florence. I run into exactly this problem here. And so I looked for alternatives, and this was Janus. Janus is another model like Florence 2, and you can in fact replace it. You can put this one here in the chain, replacing Florence. Just that you connect here the caption, and here you come from the text, and then you use Janus. But I am used to my Florence model here, so let's put it back and connect it back. This is caption to string. And then let's remove this group. We don't need it here. Just in case you run into this problem too, there is this folder called Update here in the ComfyUI folder. And here we have a bat called Update ComfyUI and Python dependencies. And running this bat here has fixed it for me. Florence 2 has trouble with the Transformers version 4.50. And the next version is already released. This is 4.51, and with 4.51 everything is back working. A little warning here, this method is just useful when everything else fails. You should not run it regularly. This is also mentioned here in the README. README is here, very important. Here we are. Don't. Only if you have issues that you cannot solve it else with another method. So back to the workflow. I use the default workflow from the, where is it? Here we go. From the ComfyUI examples page, we have here the Mochi video model, and we have two workflows. One for the FP16, for the big file, and one for the FP8. A warning to this workflow here, it does not work. Let me show you what happens. This is the original FP16 workflow. We have a diffusion model loader, a clip loader, and a VAE loader. And the diffusion model loader looks in the diffusion model folder. This is the first thing. And here we have, this is this workflow here, this here. And here we have just a checkpoint loader. And the checkpoint loader looks into the checkpoint folder. So we would need different locations for the save tensor file here. This is the first thing. And the save tensor has no clip and no VAE. Does not work. It throws an error. Don't know why this is at the official page here. Anyways, we have the original workflow for the big version, and I have simply loaded then the FP8 version here. FP8. This will work now. The FP16 is pretty big in RAM. I run regularly out of RAM here with this workflow, so I use the FP8. While at running out of VRAM and RAM, the VAE decode made also trouble, so I will replace in this workflow, even if it is better, with a tiled version. Let's do this quickly. This goes from latent to samples, and this goes from VAE to VAE. And then we go from image to image, and then let's remove this VAE decode and let's use the VAE decode tiled version. As told, the reason is I have 16 gigabytes of VRAM and regularly run out of VRAM here with the VAE step. But let's go back to step 1 for a moment. As told, we have no image to video workflow here with this model. Does not work. What we have is we can use an initial image to run Florence through it, and then we write a prompt for it by Florence, which describes the image pretty well, and then we can get close. This looks then like this one. We have a hat, we have the cat, the beer is at the right side, and we are in a bar, and even the clock arrives. But everything else is as far away as it can be. The complete style is missing. As told, there is no image to video in this workflow. We would have to choose the commercial version here. We have already covered the loaders, as usual, where you can get it and where you have to place it here in a note. The prompt, I have replaced it by Florence as told. The Mochi settings, here you can adjust the size and the length. Curious enough, Mochi uses internally 30 frames per second. I have here at the output 8 frames, and from the animation, it seems to fit. Well, on the other hand, with this animation you cannot tell what speed it really is. The K-sampler has the usual settings, 30 steps, a config of 4.5, and Euler as the sampler. And the final video, as told, I have chosen here 8 frames per second. With 25 frames, we have then a length of 3 seconds. Oh, this doesn't fit here. Let's change this to Mochi. Summary. Well, this workflow is nothing for me. It is too far away from what I want to produce. It's not even about the style, but the animation itself is pretty clumsy, as you can see. Well, it was at the time an improvement over Animative. It has more resolution, higher resolution, but yeah, it is not made for cats, as we can see here. And in case you really want to use Mochi, I would recommend to use the online version. Yes, it costs money, but it has image to video, has the highest version here, actual version, and the results are not this bad, but the offline version is the preview version, and it doesn't like my cat. It's nothing for me. In this regards, have fun.